What we're doing is riding 470 miles, taking in 6 Cisco offices, start in Crawley, our Bedfont Lakes, our London office, Reading office, long haul up to Manchester, then into Liverpool, ferry overnight into Belfast and riding to the Giant's Causeway. It's equivalent to 4 days riding of the Tour de France. So those guys do 4 days riding in something we're doing 6 days. So, you know, that's the kind of, you realise actually how fit they are, but also how much we're taking on. Why we're doing it in memory of Anastasia, who's a colleague of ours who sadly died with an 18-month-old son, and we didn't get really to sort of celebrate and say goodbye. So she worked in the Belfast area, so it was really part and parcel to, to do something in honour of her, but also really to raise funds for 2 really good charities, Macmillan and also Mind.
So the team supporting us is Katie, Kathy and Rupali. They've done a phenomenal job in helping us organise and get things set up, helping us on the social side, and just organisational skills have been phenomenal. Actually on the ride we've managed to set it up so that we can have people join us virtually. And this day and age there's lots of turbo trainers, Peloton, all these kind of things that people can do the ride themselves and log their mileage. So we've created a team and everybody can join there. And then we're really fortunate we've got some other Cisco colleagues who are going to join us on individual days to do some of the rides. So yeah, it's going to be fun and very sociable.
The number of participants has kind of mushroomed. I mean, essentially, if you have an indoor trainer or a Peloton bike or a normal bike that you can get out in, it doesn't matter whether the distance that you can cycle is 5k or 50k or more. You can contribute to this fundraising effort.
It's just so sensible to me to do whatever we can to help, and it's not just one person's efforts, right? It's a human's effort.
And a couple of the blokes who are doing the entire ride will need all the help they can get.
So the route that I have designed for this event takes me from a place called Les Sables d'Olonne, which is on the west coast of France. I will cycle home back to Tours, initially going in the wrong direction, go via a place called the Mont Saint-Michel, and then from there I'll start tracking back down to Tours. Probably around about the same as the team in the UK.
Essentially, the idea of the handing off of the baton, so they'll be finishing off on the 26th and the Giant's Causeway will be starting off on the 26th in Sikon, and we're going to take this idea a bit further and finish off the Camino in Santiago de la Compostela.
I decided to do it in person to start with. I went for a casual ride to go to town centre, and to get something on my way back I fell off my bike. Yeah, I managed to crack my elbow and a bit of deep wound on my finger, and still I cannot straighten it properly, and I said, okay, I'm gonna do it virtually then.
I completely admire like Jed and all who's doing the entire thing. I think it's incredible. But yeah, I'm joining them at Belfast, and the plan is obviously to cycle to the Giant's Causeway with them, so that's the plan anyway.
She worked with us for about 5 years. She worked out of our Belfast office when we were part of a company called Broadsoft, who got acquired by Cisco. She really kind of was part of the team. She wasn't just somebody who worked remotely, but she was travelled with us. She really solved problems, and she was a lovely person. She always smiled. Nothing was too much trouble for her, and yeah, she was a great person outside of work as well as inside.
I know she did love her job, and I think particularly during the early years, I know she would have done quite a wee bit of travelling with it, and I lost count of the country she was in. I said to her many times, I think I picked the wrong job. Well, I think with all these lovely countries you're getting to see here, but no, she loved that part of the job, and she always loved experiencing different cultures and meeting new people. I think that's why the working for Cisco I think that's why she loved it so much, because she was always in contact with so many different people. As for giving the support to two fantastic charities, yeah, she would have been 100% behind that. She always did think of other people, and nearly more so than herself at times. Knowing what people are probably doing for her and doing this and all on her behalf, I think she maybe would have. She was always very humble, and so I think she would have been like, there's no need to go to do all this. Don't be doing all this now. I can't even begin to. I wouldn't even know how to put into words, how much I miss her personally, and just, not having that, not having her about the house, and not having that person just to share and talk to. It's been a really challenging and really difficult sort of year and a half. I want to remember her for the happy, bubbly, smiley person that she was, and person that was full of energy, and just enjoyed life.
Just about to make my way to Three Bridges in Crawley to go and meet the team and start the ride. The journey begins. Day one I was really excited actually, so meeting the guys, the rest of the team in Crawley, and then sort of being waved off and then getting lost round this one-way system bit. So the sat-nav kept telling me to turn right, so and unfortunately I was leading, so I led everyone round the little one-way system about 5 times, so we all got a good view of Crawley. It was wonderful, and then we managed to navigate ourselves out of Crawley. We stopped at Carluccio's in Walton upon Thames. So yeah, day one was really good actually. So yesterday was tumultuous, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, so 3 inner tubes. I tore my tyre. That's probably more issues I've had in one day than I've had in a year. So it was quite challenging.
A group of, I think there was 6 or 7 of us rode out of London through past Heathrow into Windsor, had a phenomenal bun at the Cinnamon Cafe it's called, and then rode out from Windsor into Reading.
The most important question, have you a photograph of the cinnamon bun?
Yes, we have the photograph of the cinnamon bun, and even somebody who had half a cinnamon bun, which is, I know why, but they're fantastic. We ended up having to kind of call in at a bike shop in Oxford, which thankfully Oxford has plenty of bike shops. Fixed Ben's pedal, it nearly fell off, which would have been amusing. But anyway, for me, yeah.
So, let me ask you a question about camaraderie, which is
Yeah.
kind of key right now.
Yeah.
There's none.
There's none, yeah. The camaraderie, yeah, you'd think there'd be some camaraderie, but it's one for all and all for one. No, it's really nice actually, because I think everybody that we've kind of met and gelled with, there's been some great camaraderie, so yeah, it's been fantastic.
Tomorrow's the day I'm probably most worried about, because it's the second day after another big day. So day 4 is the longest ride, and it's obviously preceded by the second longest ride. So yeah, tomorrow's the day. Probably going to feel it quite a lot, and yeah, that's the one we're worried about. It's been lovely to meet some new fellow colleagues who have not interacted with, and spend a lot of time with them and enjoy their company. Write a few characters there, and yeah, saw part of the country we haven't seen, and yeah, come up with some ideas about how we can perhaps do some more of this kind of stuff. So no, it's good.
We're doing it for a great cause, so we've raised over $15,000 so far, and you think, actually, what a great thing, so a bit of a pain up a hill is nothing compared to what it'll help other people. Cycling I took up a short while ago, and it's something that I started to enjoy. It means you can be out in the middle of nowhere and just really enjoying the countryside, and all your other troubles just evaporate and disappear. And that to me is one of the benefits of getting out there in the middle of nowhere, cycling, with friends as well. It's actually quite social.
The way in which I approach my work life is I'm quite stringently organised. I've got a spreadsheet solution for everything really, but I mean the main point is if I have a spreadsheet, I know what's in my control. I know what to do to get to where my numbers need to be. If I can do that, then I'll hit target or I'll excel or whatever. And it gives me structure, stops me getting overwhelmed. The same applies for when it's quite a considerable amount of training that you've got to dedicate your time to. I enjoyed that process, it suited me. The other point is, over the last year, there's no prizes for guessing what the kind of situation living at home has been and the lack of general normal life, let's call it. And getting up and being able to do something and get into my own space has allowed me to switch off from work. I feel great when I've done it. The mental benefits are endless with exercise, I think. What that's offered in the last year, I think, has personally been invaluable to stopping the wheels falling off.
As I was starting to reflect on work-life balance and it being skewed heavily in the way of work and not taking enough time for me, and realising that time is precious. No matter how much money you've got, you can't buy any more time. All you can do is try and prolong what time you do have, and therefore you need to look after yourself. And that really forced me to reevaluate what I was doing and look at doing more for me. When I exercise, I find I'm able to switch off, but then kind of subconsciously you're processing stuff and starting to put things in order because you're not thinking about, should we say, day-to-day, minute-by-minute troubles that you face. And it's in some, you can find yourself in almost a, I don't want to say a trance-like state, but you're just in the moment, and therefore everything else kind of pales away. Same when you go running, or same when you go swimming. You're focused on just that very repetitive thing that you're doing, and that allows you to almost switch off from some of the pressures of life and recover some sanity that can only be good.
Having more productive and healthy and more quality life gives us more life satisfaction as a whole, and that's what everyone's trying to do, I guess.
So you can sponsor us on Virgin Money and Bright Funds with the Cycle for Life 2021 moniker, and then also you can follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram with #Cycle for Life 2021. Also look out for some posts on LinkedIn.